Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a constantly evolving game. We began with cracking packs and building with what we had, though in recent years, singles have become significantly more accessible and changed the way we build decks. However, Mario and I, we are going back to the basics. Each week, 1v1 sealed only. We are allotting ourselves $60 Canadian each episode, and singles are forbidden. The goal is to be the first to win 25 matches, and whoever does so will receive a full case from their opponent. $1,000 of product is on the line. You're watching Sealed Only 1v1. Well, it's week 3, we are 0-2, and we need to do something. This week, we are going to fix our deck. We are going to fix our extra deck, and I say that with certainty because while Duel Overload is a great set, while it has a lot of fantastic cards, we did not pull Infinity, the card we actually really need. In today's product, Dragons of Legend, Legendary Dragons, one of them? We're opening the one with Infinity, obviously. That said, I really do think this will help. Last week, the 2 games we lost, we could have made Infinity, and I'm not saying that Infinity would have won us those games, but I think it would have put us in a much better position. So let's fix it up, let's open the product, and let's have some fun. So, jumping into the set, which should change it all, we are going to be opening the Cyber Dragon deck, leaving the Dark Magician and the Pendulums for now. That said, we have a Chimeratech Mega Fleet Dragon, which would be useful a little bit later on, a Rampage Dragon, fantastic once we get Verte, but actually playable right now. We have a Cyber Dragon Infinity, the reason we are opening this set, and look at that. Even as an Ultra, it's a gorgeous card. Then, for the main deck, we actually already have the majority of these commons because of the Cyber Dragon structure deck we opened on week 1. So not much we're looking for in here. However, there is a spell we definitely do want, and that is Overload Fusion. This will give us access to those rampages and some late game pushes. Now, we do have some decent trap cards, but realistically, we want a combo. So here we have a Cyber and Dragon. We have a Chimeratech Over Dragon, a Fortress, which will make our smaller Cyber Dragons significantly bigger, which, actually could be quite good, and a second Rampage rounding out the set. And look at that, a lot of playable extra deck cards and something good for the main deck. Now, on to the next set. We do have 15 extra dollars. We are opening Cybernetic Horizons, and this has things like that of Hers, Seeger, Overflow, Veer, really a great collection of cards. So, let's see what we get. Jumping into the first pack, we have World Legacy Memory, a Crusadia Vanguard, 0 extra link, Crusadia Maximus, pretty cool pull, but not what we need. A Cyber's Witch, a Goki Heal Ogre, Link Turret, and a Crusadia. Not the best first pack, but on to number 2 here. Hope you guys always enjoy that pack opening ASMR. This card looks a little damaged out of the pack, kind of funny. Then we have another Crusadia. Again, we are looking for that Hers, that Seeger, really even any of the common Cyber Dragons as well. However, this pack doesn't look like it'll have it. Though, another Goki card, so that's kind of fun. With that, we are going to jump into our third and final pack. So, we are looking at a contact gate depicting a Neo-Spacian Grand Mole, one of my classic favorites. We have a Dragoonity Legion, an archetype I do believe, which is getting support in Ghosts from the past later this year. A second Crusadia Maximus, again, cool card, not really what we're looking for. We have another Dragoonity, another Crusadia, and no Cyber Dragons. However, I don't think we can complain, our extra deck looks a whole lot better. We pulled literally nothing out of Cybernetic Horizon, though admittedly, I don't think that matters. We did get the Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is just an absolute powerhouse for the deck. I have a lot of faith in what we can do going forward now, and I did get a lot, quite a few questions, as to why I didn't just start the series with a couple Legendary Dragon decks. I just didn't feel like it would be fair. If I started with 2 of these, I would essentially have a full extra deck from week 1, while Mario had, 3 Michaels? We would also have double Infinity. We wanted to start with decks that came out in the same year, and luckily, both the Cyber Dragon and Lightsworn deck came out within a 3-month period. now that we've lost 2 consecutive weeks, I think it's fair that we open one of these and see how the additional cards kind of interject into our deck and what they kind of render. So with that, that is the opening. Let's head into the deck edit. Now, not much is changing with the main deck. We are going to be adding 2 Overload fusions, and we're swapping out a Light Hexeout fusion as well as a Danger Thunderbird. But that right there is the main. The extra has a lot of new cards. We're throwing in some links that we pulled last week and forgot about. We have all of the new Chimera techs and, of course, Infinity. More so than any other week, I feel like this list is the one that'll take it for us. I feel like we're finally going to get that win. I have a lot of faith in Infinity, and I can't wait to get to the match. So with that, we're going to throw it over to Mario and see just what he's up to.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are currently 2-0 with our sealed only Lightsworn deck. Definitely the best choice for this series by far, I have no doubts. Unfortunately, this time, Ryan is upgrading his deck quite a lot. We have to deal with Cyber Dragon Infinity and a bunch of other good cards. So we need to have some good pulls or we're just going to get destroyed. We want to go 3-0, want to get that hat trick. The game plan is opening up our $60 budget on Duel Overload again, and we're going to try to pull our Hauki Fibrax and our Chaos Dragon Leveaineer. Let's see how we do. Our first pack is going to have this Raid Raptor, Giga Plant, Relinquished Anima, Almirage, great pull actually, and Scrap Orthros. Hopefully our second pack is a little more exciting. We have Herald of Mirage Lights, Cubic Ascension, something. We are 3 packs in and we have an Almirage. Yeah. It's decent, but we need a little more. Terraforming, cool, nice rarity if you want to play field spells. Number 27, Auroradon, maybe that'll come up. Divide, Soara's, cool little hand trap. Got another Terraforming, could go to 2 one day. Cubic, oh there we go. Crystron, Hauki Fibrax. This is it. This is good. This is good Yu-Gi-Oh! And just for the rest of the pack here, double evolution pill and white mare. I'm excited. We got the Hulk. This is very, very cool. We can make some nice combo plays with Lightsworns with this Hulk. It can go a couple of ways. Hulk can summon a Minerva and Link Climb if we need an extra Lightsworn name. Honestly, I'm happy we have it. It's a great pull, and it's definitely going to pull its weight throughout this entire series. Another Reptilian. And Enma's Judgment. Another Imperm. Okay, we'll take it. Malefic Paradox Gear, and another Ojama Emperor. Alright, number 27, Hyper Director, Zeke, Cubic Dharma, Fight for Something. And then one more pack. Last pack. Can we get Leveaineer? Complete our Duel Overload adventure. We got Destiny Hero. Shout out to Ruggles there. Phantasm Emperor. Another Celine. Scrap Orthros. And nothing. Alright, let's talk about these pulls. And there we have it for Duel Overload. Hulk, Almirage, and Imperm. All great cards to throw in this week. We aren't done yet, though, because we won last week. We have $10 extra to work with. We're going to get 2 more packs of Toon Chaos. And hopefully this time, hopefully, we get Chaos Space, Chaos Creator, Chaos Valkyrie, any combination of that. Let's see. By the way, in our last Duel Overload opening, we pulled this amazing tour guide from the underworld, this ultimate rare giant card. I just wanted to have one like Farfa, and you know what? I paid $30 for it. Alright, we have a black card in the corner there. It's probably another bamboozling fuck. Alright. Light Pulsar, Kodak, Disaster, Gemini something, Mass Hero Blast, Witch, and oh, it's Pendulum. Shout out to Triff. Alright, last pack today. Something good. Come on. Got Diane, Supervise, BLS, cool. Kodak, Chaos Emperor, it's a chaotic pack. Oh yeah, Driver, and nothing. Let's see how our deck looks now with our Duel Overload pulls. So we've made our very minor changes to our deck for week 3. We took out Glorious Illusion finally and replaced it with the Imperm that we pulled. We now have 2 Imperms in our deck, which could come in handy against Cyber Dragon Infinity. And then we simply added Halqifibrax and Almirage to our extra deck. So there have been a few comments on how I don't actually push my cards in all the way in the sleeves. I think it's okay, it's fine. Like this Imperm's actually in way too far. So we're just going to pull it out a little bit. And this, I think it's okay. I think we're just going to shuffle it. Like, no one even knows what it's an Imperm, right? Yep. That's it. There we go. That being said, this seems like it might be okay for fighting against updated Cyber Dragons. Hopefully we're right. Let's go to the shop and see how we do.
I won the dice roll and opted to go second, which was important as I literally didn't have a turn 1 play. Mario started with a Foolish on Raiden and then normal summoned the Illumina from hand. Next he discarded a Necrogarden to summon a Raiden and milled 2 with its effect. From there he proceeded to his end phase where he milled 3 off the Lumina and 2 off the Raiden, which included a Minerva, milling an additional card. At this point his graveyard was stacked and we don't have a great hand. We could special summon the Cyber Dragon and swing, but we would lose to an Honest, so I special the Solar Windjammer and banish it to summon the Altanin, which clears his face-up monsters. From there I pass and Mario also can't do much, so he sets a monster face down. I draw into a dead repair plant and decide to get minorly aggressive, so we tribute the Altanin for Cyber Dragon and swing into the face down. However, Mario does have a Necrogarden, so I simply set a card and pass. He draws and summons a Jane, then flips his Honest into attack mode. From there, the Honest is bounced back to the hand and the Zephyros returns to the field. Jane then swings into Cyber Dragon. Next, Zephyros attacks directly, Mario moves into main phase 2 and overlays into Digesto Emerald, which activates its effect, allowing Mario to recycle some cards and draw. A face down was then set and Mario passes back. I draw into an Overflow and now have a live repair plant thanks to the Cyber Dragon Engrave, so I activate it and search a Cyber Dragon core from my deck, which I then proceed to normal summon. Now I dive back into my deck and grab a Cyber Emergency, which is also activated, searching me a Cyber Dragon from deck to hand. Then we can use the Power Bond, fusing our core and our Cyber Dragon in hand to summon a 5600 attack Cyber Twin, and we enter battle with it. Twin attacks over the Emerald, then the Twin attacks a second time. However, we have a limiter removal and it has 11,200 attack, taking the very first game of the match.
Since I lost, I made Ryan go first. My opening hand was Charge, Sanctuary, Honest, Raiden, and Daedalus. He activated Emergency to search Core, which he summoned and searched an Overflow. He set a back row, which was probably the Overflow, and passed. I drew Judgment Dragon for turn. I started off with activating Sanctuary, followed by Charge, which milled a Wolf, a Necrogarden, and an Imperm. The Charge got me a Lumina, and the Wolf was summoned, the Sanctuary got a counter on it. I normal summoned Raiden and milled 2 Lightsworns, one being a Minerva, which milled 1 more card, conveniently another Necrogarden. Lightsworn Sanctuary got 2 more counters because of that sequence, and then Raiden swung over Core for 1500, and Wolf swung directly for 2100. In main phase 2, I synchro summoned Psyframe Lord Omega, and banished itself to banish a random repair plant out of his hand, and with that I passed. He draws for turn, activates Emergency to search a core, which he summons to search a repair plant. He swings for 400 and passes. I draw another Charge for turn. During the standby phase, Omega returns. In the main phase, I immediately summon Judgment Dragon, which forces out his Overflow. In response to that, I activate Omega to get it out of there, and Overflow just destroys Judgment Dragon. I then activate the second Charge to search another Lumina, but that charge also milled a Wolf, which I summoned.
Lumina discarded the other Lumina in my hand to summon it, and then that Lumina discarded a card to summon Raiden. After Raiden milled 2 cards, I Synchro Summoned Michael to vanish his core, and then I swung, taking game 2.
So, yet again, it all comes down to a game 3. I let Mario go first and draw a playable hand. Now, he starts by normally summoning a Raiden and milling 2 off the top. Mario hits a wolf and special summons it, giving him the necessary materials for an Omega, which he synchro summons. From there, he banishes it to rip the Cyber Emergency from our hand. Mario ends his turn, and because he removed our only starter, we set 2 and pass back. Now, Omega returns to the field, emergency to hand, and Mario swings in for 2800 damage. Next, he banishes the Omega and thankfully hits the network, which we kept in hand so we wouldn't yet again snipe the emergency. A monster is then set and Mario passes it back over. We now activate our Cyber Emergency, searching a core from deck to hand. We summon said core and use its effect to search a second Cyber Emergency for the following turn, as I really do want multiple Cyber Dragons for our Power Bond. From there, we set 3 so Omega won't rip them and pass back. Mario's Omega returns and he normal summons a Raiden, which moves 2. Luckily, he did not hit anything good and switched Necrogardener to attack mode. Then he swung with Omega and we chained our trap so we could still pay life with Power Bond on our following turn. Mario moves into main phase 2 and links into Halqifibrax. Hulk allows him to special a Minerva from deck, which he then utilizes shortly. Omega is then activated, sniping the Altanin, which we didn't intend to use anyway. Foolish is then activated to send a wolf from deck to grave. It then special summons itself back, and Mario makes a Michael with his 2 Lightsworn monsters. Michael then attempts to banish the core, but I chain the overflow to destroy his synchro. Michael's other effect then activates and he recycles some cards. Now it's our turn and we draw into a Cyber Valley, which isn't incredibly great, so we flip our Cyber Emergency and search our deck for a Cyber Dragon core, which we do normal summon. Core's effect is activated, which searches us a Cyber Repair Plant as a follow-up, and we continue to Contact Fuse into our Mega Fleet. Now we swing in for 2400 damage and pass back to him. Yet again, Omega returns to Mario's side of the field and he summons an Aaron. From there, he proceeds to attack with the Omega, running over the Mega Fleet, and Aaron attacks directly for 1600. In main phase 2, Omega activates its effect, yet again banishing itself to rip Cyber Valley from hand. I unfortunately draw into a second Cyber Valley, but have the repair plant from last turn, which I activate to search a Cyber Dragon Dry. Next, we banish our core to special a Cyber Dragon from deck, and I normal summon the Dry, making itself a level 5. This allows us to overlay into a Nova, and then for the very first time, Infinity. We use Infinity to take the Aaron and swing in for 2700 damage. In main phase 2, we set the Cyber Network and pass it over to Mario. Omega does return to Mario, but he doesn't have a great play, so he switches it to defense and sets an additional face down monster. I draw into a new Dry and normal summon it in attack mode. Now, I activate my Cyber Network and banish a Cyber Dragon from deck because we do have a Cyber Dragon on board. From there, we enter battle and Infinity swings into the Omega. Necrogardener attempts to block it, but we negate and the swing connects. However, I do have to admit detaching the Aaron was a bit of a misplay. That said, Dry attacks the face down and clears the Minerva. Mario draws into a Solar Recharge and activates Omega to return the Judgment Dragon to deck. He then activates the Recharge and I decide to save Infinity for a card which could actually threaten it. Mario follows up with a set and ends his turn. I draw into a Light Hexeod Fusion. We use the Cyber Network to banish another Cyber Dragon from deck just in case we don't win this turn, and I normal summon the Light Hexeod Fusion. From there, I use it and the Cyber Dragon Dry to special summon a Cyber Twin from our extra deck, and we enter battle. Infinity attacks and negates the set Raikou, then the Cyber Twin attacks, winning us the match. So, thanks to Cyber Dragon Infinity, we were able to take our very first match of the series, did exactly what we needed to do, really came in clutch, and I had so much fun. Really glad we made it to a game 3. We were still able to have a real match. Though, I do think it's worth noting, and I do think we need to be realistic about the fact that I intended to make Infinity at every opportunity that I could throughout that. However, we weren't able to do so until the third game of the match. So while I would love for our deck to be an infinity making machine, I think at this point it's still Cyber Twin OTK, and that's something we do need to kind of move away from over time. And now that we actually won our very first match, if you guys wouldn't mind, if you enjoy the episode, do consider sharing it with a friend up over on Facebook, on Twitter. Would be nice to get the first win out there. But yeah, thank you guys. Definitely go ahead and check out Mario as well. He has bonus videos that complement these up over on his channel. You get some extra insight into what his thought process is going into the match. You also get his thoughts coming out of the match. So in the same way you get to hear me talk now, you get to hear him talk as well. So definitely go check that out, especially if you are a fan of the Lightsworn deck. He does have a lot of really cool ideas. So this week we are going to talk about two different creators, and the first is Raining Card Games. Now this guy is incredibly sweet, really wonderful human being. He's one of those creators where you can watch all of their videos regardless of if you're super interested in the actual topic at hand, because you just like being around them and spending that time. So I definitely recommend him. He has a 6 Samurai sealed only series, which is great. He also is currently doing a Dragoonity sealed only series, which is fantastic considering it's getting a lot of additional support, I believe, in April of this year. So if you want to jump in with him, kind of learn the deck, learn the archetype, it's a great experience, wonderful person to do it with, and I definitely recommend his channel. I also wanted to talk to you guys about Casual Solemn. He is, first of all, a really wonderful guy. We've had the pleasure of talking in the DMs quite a lot. He has incredible video production, like really gorgeous video work. He started with Dark Magicians, and I think he's still only like under 400 subscribers, which is like almost a crime. He's incredible at what he does. If you're like me and you started watching the show way back in like 2002, I think it'll have some real nostalgic hooks, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So definitely go check him out. Also a wonderful person. And with that, that's the episode. Thank you guys for stopping in for Sealed Only 1v1 episode 3. We will see you guys next week with episode 4. And as per usual, peace and love.